a 4-year degree program. It is for the teachers. So it is assumed that quality teaching is very important in order to get some benefit for the society. Why it is so important? Probably you all know that at the time of our independence, our literacy rate was only 14%. At that time, only 646, roughly 636 colleges were there. Only 17 universities were there. Only nearly, suppose 2.38 lakh students were there in the higher education. Now, as per the All India Statistics of Higher Education, which is released for 2022 and 23. For that session, if you go to the All India Statistics of Higher Education, you will see, as per that record, we have 1,168 universities in the entire country. The figure will go up because, recently Assam government has upgraded some colleges to universities. So I suppose the number of universities at present in India may be roughly 1,400. Private also. Because in the UGC, there are some central universities, private universities, and state universities. Altogether, it may come up to 1,400 roughly. Since All India Statistics of Higher Education of the present time is not released, so exact figure is not known to me. But universities are included. Pardon? In universities. Yes. And as per that statistics, India has almost 47,000 colleges and roughly 12,000, 13,000 standalone institutions. So that means altogether there are 70,000 higher education institutions. Now you imagine how many students are, there in the formal education system. If these students are given good education, only then you can expect that our research will be very strong. Otherwise, research will simply extension of one research paper or some, sample survey of something and put in some format, it becomes a research. But I tell you, you all know, we have to consider the global perspective. In the global perspective, we have discussed here that how teaching should be formulated, what should be the research, scenario. So the same was the case in 1989 when UNO, UNESCO, UNDP, World Bank, they all came together and they proposed that UNO should come out with some proper papers. What should be the form of education for 21st century? Right. And that was known as World Conference on Education for All, meeting basic learning needs. So what is basic learning needs? If you go to NEP 2020, you will find that NEP has stressed on FLN. FLN means foundational literacy and numeracy. Right. So literacy means language, either spoken or written, whatever. Even many of the students, they do not know how to write in his mother tongue. There are so many students, those who are out of the school formal education system, right? And even in the international context or in our Indian context, many languages are at the verge of extinction. It is because people, those who are speaking that language, the population is declining. And some other languages like English, Hindi, these are getting popularity. But in certain countries, English is not so popular. Their own languages, they are doing research in their own languages. So these are different things. But my focus is on teaching. So if you can produce good teachers, only then they can give good teaching. Good teaching will help the students to understand language, to understand research, to understand the area on which they have to focus. Isn't it? So I believe teaching is very important. Next, in 1993, UNESCO had developed a paper that was called Delors Report. So Jacques Delors was a French minister, and he was the chairperson of that one. That committee developed one volume of works that suggested what should be the form of education for 21st century. So in that memo document, so many people talk about many things, but I simply concentrate on 4 pillars in the document. It stated that there are 4 major pillars in the education system. First system is that learning to know. So one student must know how to learn. One teacher must understand how to teach. Point is that. Next is learning to do. In the learning to do concept, the teaching is coming, research is coming. Then next is learning to live together. Suppose our society is a complex one. So in the complex system, how to retain our identity, how to retain our language, how to retain our culture. These are also some questions. How to preserve it, how to document it, right? So these are certain things. So in that way, they have developed some papers. I'm not coming in detail to that one. And finally, in 2015, we have the Sustainable Development Goal that has given 17 goals to us. So in those 17 goals, I tell you what are the, those 17 goals. First is zero hunger. Next is good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy. That way, they had, 17 goals. The first goal was no poverty. Next is no hunger. Now, you see, all these 17 goals are related to our life. Right? All these are related to life. All these are related to our research domain. This is. Now, in order to make the society affluent of food grains, we have limited land space for cultivation, right? We do not have sufficient land because our population growth is very high. It is almost 1.5 crore population in India now. Land area is limited. So in that limited land area, how to cultivate more? So only research can give you solution, right? So when you can produce more grain, more food, either processed food or cultivated there in the land, ultimately, if the food stuff is sufficient, then only people will not suffer from hunger. So this is an area for research, right? So research should focus on the need of this society. What is needed here? Simply by understanding, suppose I feel you are extending a paper of someone, right? Or you are doing some research with some to understand some concept regarding the learning habit of the students, suppose. So the learning habit of the student, if you understand it, it will help those students. If you can give your inputs to them, only then your research will help you, right? But our research papers and all those things are not published or not given to government. I do not know whether government has taken up all those papers for in their policies. I do not know these things. So it may happen. Now, therefore, our focus should be on good teaching. Only good teaching will help student to understand. Suppose if this student he cannot write properly his mother tongue, then it cannot help his language. If he cannot speak well in his without any error, he cannot write without any grammatical mistake. If he cannot speak, then it will not help him. Yes, you can. Language means if I can express myself to you, that is language. But in the true sense of the terms, it should have grammar, it should have meaning, it should have script, and many things are related to language. Right? Therefore, a teacher can motivate the students to learn good lessons, whether it is language or whether it is science, whether it is research or whether it is service. It depends on the teacher's attitude, students' attitude to understand. All these are related. So, I concentrate on teaching parameters. I concentrate on the teacher education, because teacher education is prominent. Teacher education can help the students to understand the things. So that is why NCT has developed a 4-year integrated teacher education program. So earlier, the focus of teacher education was for secondary level teachers. Now NCT has, at the same time, UGC has demanded, or it is their appeal, that all the institutions should grow into multidisciplinary institutions. Why? Because in a multidisciplinary concept, a student can learn more. If his area of learning, if it is very limited, then he cannot develop his cognitive qualities. He cannot learn more. Therefore, multidisciplinary concept is very important. Earlier, you see, during our college days, there was basic difference of subjects. I mean, everything was compartmentalization. A student taking arts, he cannot pick up any subject from science or any subject from commerce. Now it is not there. So we should focus. That means the people, those who are in literature or language study, they should think of collaborating with science. Because the verbal communication, it is a form of wave, I think, right? So it goes to your ear through waves. Therefore, there is possibility that linkage or collaboration, or some people from science or physics or mathematics, they can concentrate on development of language. Isn't it? Already, you all know AI is coming, so translation is not there. If someone is speaking in German language, that can be automatically translated, right? So this is possible, but as your previous speaker has stated, I listened to him. Machine can do it. Probably machine cannot refine, or machine cannot understand what is your requirement. Probably a robot can teach in a classroom, but he cannot understand the requirements of different skills. So therefore, human intervention is required. So these are certain things. So now since foundational literacy and numeracy is given importance by uh, government, definitely our language study or mathematical study or all these things will uh, pick up. It is no doubt about it. Now, regarding research, suppose knowledge creation and research are critical in growing and sustaining a large and vibrant economy, uplifting society, and continuously inspiring a nation to achieve ever greater heights. Right? So, research is important. But in order to drag people to the fold of research, the students are to be motivated. They should understand the requirement of this society. So this is also important that the teachers should play a vital role for this one. Now, just I am coming to, I do not know how much time remaining. 4:30. Now it is? Now it's 3:45. Okay, so enough time is there. Now let us focus something on the new approach of teacher education, because it is a very new concept, and our people or our students should know the benefit of ITEP, Integrated Teacher Education Program, because if the brilliant students, they do not take up teaching as a profession, so that is not a very good sign. Our brilliant students, they go for medical, they go for engineering, but probably a very small percentage of student population, they opt for teaching. Since I have seen the rank holders, normally they prefer engineering or they prefer medical. In the NEET examination, nearly 25, 26 lakh students appear. Why? Why the craze is there for medical and engineering?
The maximum time their parents wants to.
Right, you are very correct. You are very correct, because there is peer pressure also. Your parents are pressurizing you that you must be a doctor. But in our society, the earlier time was a different time. When I was during my childhood, when one Panditji, he used to suppose walk through your village lane, everybody were alert. Oh, Ostrich is coming, right? But now, teaching is not taken as a very good profession. I'm sorry to say, it is not a general comment. But when I see the number of applications in NEET and other things, so it has made me think so. Yes.
Is there any correlation between limited government spending on education and privatization of education with this drop in brilliant students opting for?
Yes, you see, I should not speak on government policies, right? I do not know. Actually, in Assam, you have seen the government of Assam has initiated like some scholarships. Right? Anandaram Burwa scholarship is there. Scooty is given. Financial assistance is given. It is because our students should come for education. What sort of education, whether it is engineering, whether it is medical, whether dropout or these children out of the education system is not a good sign. Now the enrollment in elementary education is almost 100, right? Different governmental agencies, non-governmental agencies are, surveying whether any child is left out of school. But private and government, you see already, when you ask me about private and government universities, there are so many private universities, very good universities. They are doing very good. So it is not on private or government. It is on quality, right? So there may be some good institutions where people are, motivated to go because it is teaching, it is quality of education, it is the facilities that invite the students to take admission. And another aspect is there. In our school days, I have already mentioned, the teachers have a very good role, even in the panchayats or even Namgor or in Masjid or in Mandir. The teachers played a very good role. It was accepted that teacher is really a pandit, right? So we are trying to, the government is also trying to rebuild that concept. And when you see the Taksasila, Naranda, Vikramshila, all those were brilliant universities. People from different countries, they were attracted here. Now it is reverse. Many of our students, they are going abroad for higher education. So there may be certain, as you have said, so government may also patronize some institution or student scholarships, but motivation of the student is also necessary. And as you have stated, our parents should also be aware of the situation at present. Therefore, I have taken this topic as a point of discussion here, that why teacher education is very important. Now, NCT has mandated that there are 12 different scopes for the people to go to teaching profession. Earlier, suppose after graduation, suppose some students, they tried to other service, but when he or she failed in getting this one, they opted for teaching. So probably it was not his first choice. Correct. Now, just after class 12, a student should consider that, okay, I will be teacher, so I should go to ITEP. So the entry point of ITEP is class 12 pass. So like our general degree course, 4-year undergraduate degree course, ITEP is also now a 4-year undergraduate. For ITEP, the students should be 12 pass. They should appear in national, one national examination conducted by National Testing Agency. The examination is NCET, National Common Entrance Test. Normally, it is held in the month of April. So students can apply for NCET. So this is my request to my participants, teacher participants, or other those who are here online or offline. So you should motivate our brilliant students to take teaching as a profession. Only then language, research, and other domains will be taken care of. Otherwise, you do not. It will be very difficult to get best result. So the students can appear and sit from anywhere. There are different centers, even in Assam, there are centers. So the students should give 7 papers, 2 language papers. So they should be very good in language, There comes language. 2 papers from language. There are 38 languages, a list of 38 languages. From those languages, one applicant should choose 2 languages. There are 26 discipline-specific subjects, core subjects, I mean, botany, zoology, physics, chemistry, history, economics, that these 6 subjects are there. So suppose if the person is interested for arts teaching, that means BA, BEd. There are 3 formats. One is BA, BEd, another is BSc, BEd, and other is BCom, BEd. Suppose one is interested for BA, BEd. Then he can give option for history, economics, political science, education. That way, he has to choose 3 languages.
The languages कितने 38
38 languages are there. There is a list of 38 languages.
मतलब ये 22 जो constituted languages हैं
उसका ऊपर में भी और है 38 language. If you need, I can give you the list because you can popularize this one too. Then the 6th paper is on general studies. So it has suppose numerical ability, general knowledge, other things are there. And 7th paper is teaching aptitude. So altogether there are 181 questions. One has to attempt 160 questions, and it is conducted CBT mode, computer-based test. So after that, one person can, if he is interested for foundational level teaching, then he has to pick up that level. That means we have 4 layers. Suppose foundational layers, preparatory layer, middle layer, and secondary layer. So there are 4 layers. That is school education. Vertically, there are 3 columns. Suppose arts, science, and commerce. All together, there are 12 boxes. Suppose one student, he wants to be a teacher in the middle stage for arts. Then he has to pick up that also. He has to apply to that institution. And for your information, till today, I have already given you a record roughly. There are 17 higher education institutions across the country. But out of those 70,000 higher education institutions, this format, that means teacher education program, it is running only in 77 institutions. Only 77.
प्रोसेस में जो अगर कोई स्टूडेंट एक मॉड्यूल को सिलेक्ट करता है,
करेक्ट,
सेम मॉड्यूल वो पास करके उसका कोर्स खत्म होके वो उसको जॉब मिल जाएगी सेम मॉड्यूल में, उसके पास क्या ऑप्शन है कभी अपग्रेड होने का?
अभी यू आर वेरी करेक्ट. अभी क्या है ना, वो तो एक प्रिलिमिनरी स्टेज में है. अभी दिस इज द 4th फेज ना. 23-24 में फर्स्ट राउंड पायलटिंग शुरू हुआ था. उसी समय 42 इंस्टीट्यूशंस को मिला था. बाद में 24-25 में 22 को मिला था. 25-26 में 13 को मिला. ऑल टुगेदर 77. योर क्वेश्चन इज वेरी पर्टिनेंट. क्या है ना, अभी जो फाउंडेशन लेवल में टीचर आएगा, बाद में क्या वो वही रहना होगा कि ऊपर में जाने के लिए प्रॉब्लम? डेफिनेटली वो मिलेगा. लेकिन अब तक क्या है, शायद अभी तो
जैसे 4 साल वो सिर्फ एक ही चीज एक लेवल पे अगर वो सीखेगा, उसी के लिए तैयार होगा, तो उसके बाद में क्या उसके पास?
अभी ये भी चल रहा है. आई एम कमिंग टू योर पॉइंट. अभी ये भी चल रहा है. देखिए, अभी स्कूल में क्या है ना, अभी जो टीचर मैथमेटिक्स का टीचर हो या इंग्लिश का टीचर हो, ये क्लास 5 से लेके 10 तक वही पढ़ाता है. तो 2 हो सकता है मैथमेटिक्स का, ठीक है, उससे ज्यादा नहीं. जो पढ़ाता है वो 5 से लेके 10 तक पढ़ाता है. अभी जो फॉर्मेट आया उसके लिए 4 डिफरेंट टीचर्स शुड बी देयर फॉर मैथमेटिक्स. फाउंडेशनल में एक, सेकंड मिडिल, प्रिपरेटरी में एक, मिडिल में एक और ऊपर में एक. तो ये भी संभव है कि नहीं, ये भी एक क्वेश्चन है. और ये भी एक क्वेश्चन है, तो ये एक जगह पर ही ये पूरा सारा जिंदगी वो बिताना होगा क्या? लेकिन अभी और एक आ रहा है, नेशनल प्रोफेशनल स्टैंडर्ड फॉर टीचर्स. एक गाइडलाइन भी आ रहा है, नेशनल स्टैंडर्ड प्रोफेशनल स्टैंडर्ड फॉर टीचर्स. सो टीचर होने के लिए वो कितना काबिल है? क्योंकि टीचर, मुझे एक सर्विस मिल गया, मैं टीचिंग दे रहा हूं, तो ये होने से नहीं होगा. वो तो टीचर्स को वो अपने आप ना तो ये अपग्रेड करना होगा. तो इसमें अभी जो एनपीएसटी है, एनपीएसटी में अभी प्रोविजन है, ये एनपीएसटी का एक मॉड्यूल बनेगा. अभी पायलटिंग हो रहा है. हर स्टेट में ये आ जाएगा तो ये एक रूल कानून बन जाएगा. तो अभी जो है ना 3 लेवल का टीचर्स के बारे में बताया है। एक हो गया है प्रोफिशिएंट टीचर्स, वो है प्रवीण शिक्षक। नेक्स्ट हो गया एडवांस टीचर्स, ये हो गया उन्नत शिक्षक। नेक्स्ट है एक्सपर्ट टीचर, वो है कुशल शिक्षक। तो अभी जो वो फॉर्मेट में आएगा, क्या वो किसी एमपीएसटी का हिसाब से उसको प्रमोशन मिलेगा कि नहीं, वो भी एक क्वेश्चन है। और शायद ऐसा भी कोई ब्रिज कोर्स होगा जिसमें से वो फाउंडेशनल लेवल में जो पढ़ाया है वो ऊपर जा सके, ऐसा भी होगा। अभी ये भी क्वेश्चन है। तो देखिए, पहले वो क्लास 11 और 12 के लिए तो हम लोग का पीजीटी था ना, मास्टर डिग्री होना है। अभी वो 4 ईयर डिग्री करके वो 11 12 में पढ़ाएगा क्या, उसको क्या मास्टर डिग्री जरूरत है कि नहीं। तो अभी थोड़ा सा वो टाइम लगेगा डेफिनेटली। तो पीजीटी होने के लिए उसको तो मास्टर डिग्री बनना ही होगा, टेट देना होगा, ये सब आएगा। लेकिन धीरे धीरे वो बदलाव आ जाएगा। इसीलिए अभी वो जो टीचिंग अच्छा हो, टीचिंग बेहतरीन तरीका से दे सके, इसलिए अभी वो एनईपी में वो आईटेप आ गया है। तो अभी वो ये इम्पोर्टेंट इसीलिए है कि अभी हम लोग ये भी समझना होगा कि एक्चुअली हम लोग का फोकस क्या है। अभी लैंग्वेज स्टडी में, सब लैंग्वेज स्टडी में सिर्फ हम वही पढ़ाएंगे जो एक लैंग्वेज के नाते पढ़ाना है। व्याकरण जो है, ग्रामर, वही पढ़ाएंगे। अभी तो लैंग्वेज को मेडिकल और इंजीनियरिंग में भी रीजनल लैंग्वेज में पढ़ाना है, ऐसा एक डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है। तो इसीलिए देखिए, लैंग्वेज को हम लोग लैंग्वेज रिसर्च में, अभी मान लीजिए ये हम लोग मोबाइल फोन बोलते हैं, मोबाइल फोन, राइट, MOBILE, मोबाइल फोन। ये असमिया में, हिंदी में भी हम मोबाइल ही बोलेंगे। अभी पहले तो इन आसामीज हम लोग ये टेबल बोलते थे, मेज बोलते थे, मेज। बांग्ला में क्या, कोई कुर्सी, हिंदी में कुर्सी ना, कुर्सी तो यही है नहीं, ये कुर्सी। और हम लोग शेयर, सोकी एंड शेयर। लेकिन अभी तो टेबल शेयर बन गया, कप प्लेट बोल गया। ये लोग तो अभी लैंग्वेज में आ गया। आप अभी ऑक्सफोर्ड एडवांस लर्नर इंग्लिश डिक्शनरी आप देखेंगे, उसमें भी इंडियन वर्ड्स बहुत आ गया। दैट मीन्स लैंग्वेज में ये सब तो होना ही है। लेकिन मेरा ये भी एक आइडिया है। देखिए, हम लोग को लैंग्वेज को सही तरीका में इन दी सेम अलाइनमेंट एंड स्पिरिट रखने के लिए हम लोग को एक बढ़िया सा टर्मिनोलॉजी का भी जरूरत है लैंग्वेज स्टडी में। अभी देखिए, मैं सपोज एक कोई किताब, बांग्ला का किताब हो, इंग्लिश का हो, जर्मन का हो, रशियन का हो, मैं हिंदी में नहीं तो असमिया में, नहीं तो बांग्ला में मैं ट्रांसलेट किया। मेरा जो ट्रांसलेशन है, जो रशियन वर्ड है, जो जर्मन वर्ड है, मान लीजिए वो में असमिया टर्मिनोलॉजी क्या होगा, बांग्ला टर्मिनोलॉजी क्या होगा, whether there is a common terminology है भी, उसमें कितना वर्ड स्टॉक है, सब वर्ड आया है कि नहीं। सो दैट इज ऑल्सो ए एरिया ऑफ कंसर्न फॉर अस।
सर, ये मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एजुकेशन का जो कमीशन है, कमीशन ऑफ साइंटिफिक
राइट टर्मिनोलॉजी, यस आई नो,
चेयरपर्सन भी उनके वो प्रोफेसर गिरीश नाथ झा, परसों उनका टॉक भी रखा। तो वो जैसे हमने देखा, इससे पहले जो वहाँ पे काम हुआ है, तो एक शब्दावली उनकी तैयार हुई है अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट्स की, मैनेजमेंट की अलग, डिफेंस के लिए अलग, सभी डिपार्टमेंट की अलग अलग शब्दावली तैयार हुई, और अभी वो हिंदी में है। तो पहले अब जब दूसरे और भारतीय भाषाओं में जब वो ट्रांसलेशन करना है, तो उनके साथ सबसे बड़ी समस्या ये आ रही है कि उन्होंने हिंदी को सरल हिंदी बनाने के चक्कर में ऐसे ऐसे शब्दों का प्रयोग कर दिया, कहीं एज इट इज शब्दों को रख दिया है और कहीं उसको सरल बना दिया है। सरल बना दिया मतलब जो उत्तर भारत में जो प्रचलन में जो शब्द आते हैं उसको वहां रख दिया। अब उससे अब क्या समस्या है, अगर यदि उसको संस्कृत के तत्सम शब्दों को यदि प्रयोग किया जाता है, तो अन्य जितनी भारतीय भाषाएं हैं जो संविधान की जो 22 उसमें अनुवाद करने में एज इट इज वही शब्द वो प्रयोग कर सकते थे।
हाँ,
अब लेकिन अब वो समस्या आ रही
वो
है
तत्सम होने से, लेकिन तद्भव होने से क्या होगा?
अब यही दिक्कत होगी, वो तद्भव को वहां पे प्रयोग कर दिया गया
राइट,
टेक्नोलॉजी में।
हाँ,
अब उसको चूंकि चेंज नहीं कर सकते हैं, अब दूसरी भाषा से जैसे अब जो शब्दावली बनाना है उसमें बांग्ला का बनाना है, असमिया का बनाना, तमिल, तेलुगु, मराठी, इन सब का जो बनाना है, उनके लिए अब नया नया शब्द उनको चुनना पड़ता है।
करेक्ट।
और अब उसके लिए जो उन्होंने जो मेथोडोलॉजी अपनाया है, पुनः सभी का एक वो संस्कृत वाले तत्सम शब्दों को लेकर के, और फिर क्योंकि वही एक तत्सम शब्द लगभग बहुत सारी भाषाओं को वो जोड़ सकता है।
करेक्ट,
तो वो
राइट, दैट इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट। आप जो बताया है ना, वो एक रियलिटी है। अभी कोई, देखिए, संस्कृत इज आवर मदर लैंग्वेज ना। अभी मैंने एक वो अभी गुजर गया है, कर्नाटक का मेरा एक बहुत अच्छा दोस्त था। वो इतना अच्छा संस्कृत बोलता है, मैं उसको एक बार पूछा था, अरे तुम इतना संस्कृत अच्छा बोलते हैं? वो बताया कन्नड़ा और संस्कृत में बहुत सा कॉमन वर्ड्स, असमिया, बांग्ला, उड़िया, हिंदी सब में है। दैट इज व्हाट आई वांट टू फोकस।
सरल सरल प्रयोग कर सकते हैं उसके लिए, लेकिन अब वहां अगर टर्मिनोलॉजी में आसान प्रयोग कर दिया उसने, अब आसान से दूसरे में बांग्ला में ट्रांसलेशन में समस्या है
आएगा। हाँ,
लेकिन सरल प्रयोग करने से चाहे वो असमिया हो चाहे वो
करेक्ट,
बांग्ला हो, वो सेम एज इट इज वही वर्ड
वही हो जाएगा। इसीलिए अभी जो आप लोग, ये जो आप लोग का फोकस है, शायद आप लोग का ये जब हो जाएगा, उसका बाद आप लोग एक कॉन्सेप्ट नोट नहीं तो कुछ आपका एक तो रिपोर्ट तैयार होगा। तो इस रिपोर्ट में मेरा, आप ये भी उसमें मेरा अनुभव डालने से तो काम होगा, शायद आप देख लीजिएगा कि हम एक कॉमन प्लेटफॉर्म में एक टर्मिनोलॉजी, अभी जो टर्मिनोलॉजी हो रहा है, मैं भी गणित का किताब का राइटर था। उसी समय मैंने देखा एक गणित का पुस्तक बनाने के लिए हम 2-3 आदमी एक साथ था, क्योंकि उसमें 12 चैप्टर से, मान लीजिए हम 3 आदमी हैं तो 4 चैप्टर्स हम लोग लिखते थे। तो उसमें मैंने जो लिखा था, मैंने एक इंग्लिश टर्म का जो असमीज ट्रांसलेशन है, मैंने, मेरा जो लगा मैं वो दिया। लेकिन अभी तो हम लोग का जो जो टेक्स्ट बुक है, यूनिवर्सिटी में हो, कॉलेज में हो, जो जो टेक्स्ट बुक है, ये तो हर कोई लिखता है। ऐसा तो नहीं है ना, आज तो संस्कृत में ऐसा नहीं है कि आप यही टेक्स्ट बुक पढ़ना होगा। कुमार संभव, अभी उसका टीका कोई कोई अलग अलग लोग भी बनाया है, उसका जो एनालिसिस है उसका खुद का है। आपका एनालिसिस और मेरा एनालिसिस एक नहीं भी होगा तो ठीक है, एनालिसिस अलग हो सकता है, आपका चिंतन मेरा चिंतन से अलग हो सकता है, दैट इज नॉट ए क्वेश्चन एट ऑल। बात हम लोग का जो शब्द जो प्रयोग करते हैं, जो लिखित रूप है, वो कंटिन्यू कौन रहेगा? लिखित रूप ही तो जाएगा। जो बोली है अभी हम, आप हिंदी, उत्तर भारत का हिंदी, बंगाल का हिंदी, उत्तरांचल का हिंदी, बिहार का हिंदी, अलग अलग ट्रस्ट, थोड़ा प्रोनाउंसिएशन भी अलग है, ट्रस्ट अलग अलग है, लेकिन हम लोग का जो लिखित रूप है, लिखित रूप ही तो कंटिन्यू रहेगा। इसीलिए लिखित रूप को सही ढंग से हम लोग एक पूरा तैयार करने के लिए हम लोग फोकस करना है। दैट कुड बी एन एरिया ऑफ रिसर्च, रिसर्च तो कुछ अलग नहीं। रिसर्च क्या है? रिसर्च हम लोग का जो प्रयोजन है, नेसेसिटी है, हम लोग का जो सोसाइटी में डिमांड है, उसको तो लेके रिसर्च कर, तो ये भी एक रिसर्च है। नहीं तो क्या होगा, अलग अलग होगा। मेरा अभी मान लीजिए बांग्ला में कोई एक वर्ड है, उसका प्रयोग नहीं होगा तो वो मर जाएगा। मैं एक कुलपति, एक संस्कृत यूनिवर्सिटी का कुलपति था, एक संस्कृत कोई एक अधिवेशन था, उसी समय में संस्कृत भारती से भी जोड़ा था। नहीं, हम अभी अच्छा, उसी में मैंने एक, मेरा ये रिक्वेस्ट था कि देखिए, आप संस्कृत बोलने के लिए किसी को बोलने से वो संस्कृत नहीं बोल सकता, लेकिन जो साइंस स्टडी है, सपोज फिजिक्स, मैथमेटिक्स, अभी हम लोग का स्क्रिप्ट्स में जो जो था, अभी मैक्स मुलर हम लोग का सब कुछ ले गया, जर्मन में हो गया, तब हम लोग को वी बिकम अलर्ट, ओ ये तो सब चला गया, अभी उधर से पढ़ना हो, है ना। तो इसीलिए हम लोग एक अच्छा रिसर्च कहाँ होना है। अभी जो साइंस रिसर्च में ऐसा नहीं कि हमें पानी अलग दीवानी की, तो साइंस रिसर्च में ऐसा नहीं कि आप वही फोकस कीजिए। साइंस रिसर्च में अभी देखिए हम लोग का एक जैसे हो, मान लीजिए गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब को उसमें क्या है, क्या पानी की बोतल भी है, तो वो मान लीजिए कोई फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, बॉटनी, जूलॉजी, ये सब मिलके थोड़ा डिस्कस करे तो उसमें अलग अलग कंपोनेंट भी आ सकेगा, है ना। अभी जो हम लैंग्वेज का बात बोलते हैं, हम लोग का जो वेजिटेशन है, जो शाक बोलते हैं ना, वेजिटेबल जो हम ना, जो ये होता है ना, कॉलीफ्लावर जो होता है ना, गोभी होता है, ये सब जो अभी देखिए हम लोग का जो अभी ऑरेंज है, अभी तो मार्केट में ऑरेंज का अलग अलग हो गया ना। सही ऑरेंज कौन है? हम कोई बोलता था इन आसामीज खुमथेरा গৈছিলো, कमला कोई है ना। अच्छा, तो अलग अलग जब वेजिटेबल आ जाएगा तो हम लोग का जो ओरिजिनल वर्ड वो भी नहीं हो जाएगा। और देखिए जो वेजिटेबल्स है, आप तो मैं बांग्ला में क्या बोलता है मुझे मालूम नहीं, हिंदी में भी नहीं है, कोई पुदीना राइट, पुदीना इज नोन टू ऑल, ठीक है। अभी वो पुदीना वो तो एक्सटिंक्ट हो रहा है। अभी देखिए पुदीना मार्केट में इतना नहीं मिलता है। ए डे विल कम व्हेन पुदीना विल नॉट बी देयर। पुदीना एक्सटिंक्ट, पुदीना जब वो वेजिटेबल एक्सटिंक्ट हो जाएगा, वर्ड भी एक्सटिंक्ट होगी, है ना। तो वर्ड रिटेन करने के लिए आपको नेचर का कोई जो चीज हम लोग का रीति रिवाज, वेजिटेबल्स, ये सब भी रिटेन करना है, अदरवाइज लैंग्वेज रिटेन नहीं हो सकती। हम देखिए अभी मेरा फैमिली में सासा नहीं रहता है, हम लोग अकेला रहता है ना। माई वाइफ इज सपोज, माई वाइफ इज देयर, माई सन इज देयर, माई डॉटर इज देयर, ग्रैंड वो मेरा बच्चे के लिए ग्रैंडफादर नहीं रहता है, ग्रैंड मदर नहीं रहता है, सासा नहीं है ना, सासी नहीं है। जब ये लोग नहीं होता है तो सासा किसको बोलेगा? तो ऑटोमेटिकली कोई पड़ोसी को क्या बोलेगा? अंकुल बोलेगा। तो सासा वर्ड तो मर गया, सासा वर्ड मोड़ के तो खत्म हो गया, क्या हो गया? अंकुल हो गया। तो ये क्या है ना, रियलिटी में जो कुछ हम लोग है, हम लोग का नेचर में, इसीलिए एनईपी बोलता है कि तो यू हैव टू कनेक्ट नेचर विथ योर टीसी, यू हैव टू कनेक्ट योर एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग। क्या है बाहर में जो है वही, आप कोई चीज नहीं है लेकिन आप उसको समझाएगा, ये कोई एक पिक्चर देके बोलेगा कि ये तुम्हारा यही वेजिटेबल है, तो स्टूडेंट कैसे समझेगा? ऐसे ही तो लैंग्वेज क्या है, इन माय ओपिनियन ऐसे ही लैंग्वेज को डेथ होता है। तो टीचर्स को, गांव वालों को, पेरेंट्स को ये समझना है, इफ वी हैव टू रिटेन आवर ट्रेडिशन, सो इसीलिए आईकेएस का जरूरत है। सो आईकेएस ऐसा नहीं, आप लोग का इसमें आईकेएस का भी है, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ आईकेएस कुछ लिखा है। सो व्हाट इज आईकेएस? आईकेएस इज नॉट अ सब्जेक्ट, आईकेएस इज नॉट अ सब्जेक्ट, IKS is everywhere. IKS is in chemistry, IKS in Sanskrit, IKS in Hindi, IKS in botany, everywhere. IKS is my family custom, everywhere IKS is there. That means our root. IKS is our root. What is our root? That means we are natural being. हम लोग नेचर का साथ हम लोग का संपर्क, खान पान सब कुछ हम लोग का ऐसा ही है। आपका घर में साग सब्जी रोटी नहीं होगा, आप मैगी लाएगा, ब्रेड लाएगा, तो रोटी बोलना ही भूल जाएगा ना लोग। आपका घर में कोई रोटी खाता ही नहीं, सुबह से क्या है, मैगी होता है, नान होता है, ब्रेड होता है। तो आपका बेटा रोटी वर्ड, आटा वर्ड, मैदा वर्ड कैसे याद रखेगा? नहीं रखेगा. दैट इज IKS. तो हम लोग को जो ओरिजिनल जो है रूट, हम लोग को रूट में रहना है. हम लोग का कस्टम में क्या था वो रहना है. इसीलिए टीचिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो आपका टीचर इसी तरफ के, अभी एक टीचर बोल रहा है, देखो भाई पुदीना पेट के लिए बहुत अच्छा होता है, पुदीना ऐसे करके सुबह खाली पेट में एक चम्मच ले लो, तुम्हारा पेट का सब दर्द खत्म हो जाएगा, सपोज. लेकिन उसको तो पुदीना दिखाना होगा ना, पुदीना कहाँ होता है. पिक्चर देखने से तो पुदीना नहीं होता है. दैट इज एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग. दैट शुड बी द मोटिव ऑफ दिस. दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट इन NEP 20. वही बताया गया है. तो इसीलिए IKS को समझने के लिए हम लोग का जो संस्कार है, वो संस्कार भी रखना है. हम लोग को खान पान, रीति रिवाज, रिलेशनशिप, रहना पहनना, जो कुछ है ना, वो नहीं रहने से हम लोग को लैंग्वेज का ऊपर में दबाव होगा, है ना. लैंग्वेज ऐसा नहीं है आप कोई ऐसा क्या है ना, लेबोरेटरी में जाएगा, सपोज लैंग्वेज लेबोरेटरी है, लैंग्वेज लेबोरेटरी में आप देखेंगे, जैसे अभी तो ये एंड्रॉइड मोबाइल में भी होता है, इसमें भी होता है. मान लीजिए आप कोई एक सपोज न्यूटन, आर्किमिडीज, आइंस्टाइन, आपने इंग्लिश में लिखा, लेकिन बच्चा ने आपको पूछा आइंस्टाइन का प्रोनाउंसिएशन हम कैसे करना है, बंकिम चंद्र चटर्जी को प्रोनाउंसिएशन कैसे करना है, शंकरदेव को कैसे प्रोनाउंसिएशन किया है. तो अभी इसमें है, आप उसमें बटन दबाएगा, शंकरदेव लिखेगा, उसमें एक बटन है ना, शंकरदेव गोविंद बल्लभन, ऐसा आएगा, है ना. जब हम लोग उस पर डिपेंड करने जाएंगे तो धीरे धीरे तो सब कुछ खत्म हो जाएगा. इसीलिए so IKS is important, language is important, and all these are important for the fact that if we really want that our nation, let us forget about world leader, but if we have to sustain as a nation, how to sustain? Our research must be good. Our product must be good. So our currencies should remain here. If you do not produce anything, if you have to collect everything from outside, then how can you sustain? You cannot sustain. If you cannot produce your own dresses, so depending on foreign dresses, you cannot sustain. So therefore, our teachers should focus on our students, those who are there in the classes, in such a form that our originality, our lifestyle, our rituals, all these are important. So it is very important, and that is the reason. So NEP has focused. So if you see I think you all have gone through the NEP document. So there are,
Sir, in theory, it sounds very logical. But then
which one?
These ideas.
Okay.
But what is happening is that the moment we go to the practical aspect, the entire education system is being like almost overtaken by technology. How would we curtail and increase more experiential components of experiential knowledge in the curriculum in this era with AI coming in? Because I don't have much knowledge about the school teaching aspect, but when we come to higher education, my observation in last 10 years as a faculty has been that because of this technology, students know, but they don't understand. The power to think critically is going down day by day. Since they cannot think critically, they cannot pose the right questions, and therefore the standard of research is going down.
Correct.
So, in reality, the technology is almost
everywhere.
and it has overtaken
Right.
the whole idea. So how do we limit the use? And this now is starting at a very early age.
অলপ পিছত ফোন কৰি আছো হ'ব মই কৰি আছো তোক
This now like my nephew is just 3. He can do much things on
computer or mobile.
phone.
Yes.
Just 3. And so how do we tackle
So
this?
from your from your that you have mentioned, so just I want to tell you, so one is information, right? Another is knowledge. We are getting information through Google, through internet. It is information, right? So in our society, we have different terms: Gyan, Pragya, right? So Gyan and Pragya, they are different. You have knowledge, you have information, you have gathered through experiences, through discussing with different people, studying different things. You have a good knowledge of the subject. But if you cannot practice it, if you cannot make it a life habit, you cannot, tell other people that this is what the actual practice, this should be done. And so these are becoming pragya now. So simply by now, in technology, you cannot avoid technology now. So technology is very much essential. If you see, so medical science, you cannot even imagine medical science without technology, right? It is impossible. You cannot construct a bridge without technology. It is necessary. So they was there. So long, suppose 200 years, 300 years back. So car was not essential. You can remain in your village, you get everything in village. You are not affluent, even you can sustain with limited, resources. You can live in the village also. Now that is not possible. Probably some of you are coming from other states or some other places, right? So why are you here? How you are here? So these are some. Second point is that suppose time is also a very important factor. You can walk, suppose, from Silsar to Guwahati, right? I can think that you can walk. In different places, you can stay, your relatives are there. But whether time will permit, time will not permit. Therefore, you have to take help. You have to go by bus, you have to go by train. Even people are flying now. So technology must assist you. But at the same time, simply by, technology should not make you inhuman, right? So that is what, suppose, just before this discussion, I told you that a robot is teaching in a classroom, a human being is teaching in a classroom. Definitely there will be differences. A robot has petted in your bag. Hey baba, kirokom bhalo to? ঠিক আছে, তুমি ভালে আছা নে? এই যে feeling, that is something different. A robot is coming, thop. You do not have any feeling. So these are realities. Technology and human intervention, these are different. That is what I told you. In picture, you can see a particular vegetable. But in reality, if you go, so you know that in order to, suppose you have planted a banana tree, after 3 years, it will give you fruit, banana. But in reality, you have never seen a banana tree. You do not know. If you have a banana tree there in your campus, then you can know, oh, this year I planted it. This is the development. It has to be clean. Yeah. So its dried leaves are also used as fuels. You have those things in mind. That is experiential learning. Technology cannot give you that. Therefore, technology is always there. It is necessary. Now, also technology helps us. Suppose you know that there is a very good book in Oxford University. And if that book is easily downloadable, then you can download it through, you can read it. It helps you. But without the technology, you cannot read it. Now Blinkit is there, suppose, right? You just click it, within 10 minutes, they will supply. You need not go to the market. So if you want to utilize that 10 minutes, that means without going to market, if I am using the Blinkit, so but that 10 minutes should be useful for you in other way. That will help you. Right? So there are so many things, technology and, true learning. These are quite different. माने ये भी है कि हम लोग बोलते हैं ना गुरुमुखी शिक्षा ना. So you have learned something from pardon? Gurumukhi Shikkha. So Gurumukhi Shikkha means you have learned it from some guru. And you have learned it from books and some devices. So it makes differences. We are talking here. Physically, I am present with you. I have seen your faces. You have also seen my expressions. It gives a relationship in our heart. Oh, this is. But simply from technology, by reading a book, yes, reading a book is important. Otherwise, how can you know it? So these are there. But okay, let us come to, I think you have got my point. So that is the reason, So what I focus is that.
The cool question.
Okay, please. Very good. Okay.
Is there any queries from the participants?
Good afternoon, sir. Actually, this session was highly enlightening. Mahanta sir has beautifully illustrated
Thank you.
Different aspects of education. So I met Mahanta sir once in Nagav Girls College.
Oh,
so I had the
Namaskar.
privilege of meeting him. So he's a renowned scholar. He has a very good fame in our Nagav town.
Thank you.
Actually, sir, I wanted to know one. It's a clarification that I want to get from you.
Yes, please.
There's a linguist called Noam Chomsky.
Yes.
Noam Chomsky, he had talked about linguistic competence. Means linguistic competence, he wanted to mean that acquiring knowledge on a particular language. That's what he called it, linguistic competence. So I want to know that you talked about language acquisition, language learning. So according to, as per in the lines of Noam Chomsky's theory of linguistic competence, is it possible for a learner of language to get linguistic competence through formal education? Or is it largely an inborn capacity or product of social environment?
You see, you have you have posed a very tough question to me. So it is a very hard question. Anyway, so I am trying to interact with you. First thing is that we have to see the time frames. So you just tell me the time of Noam Chomsky. So probably it is 19th century.
sir. I mean that.
No. You are correct. My question is that you give me the lifespan of one skill. কেউ জন্ম আৰু মৃত্যু তাৰিখ দুটা লাগে নেকি? তেওঁৰ জন্ম হৈছিল 1928 right?
Exactly. Yes.
So actually you see, so there are certain things you are not a linguist, therefore it is becoming very tough for me, but so language could be acquired nicely through interaction. I tell you, I want to give you one example. My great grandfather, he never visited any school. So during that time, so he was a scholar of Vaishnavite culture. He can, he can even read some original texts. He could understand some Sanskrit, but he was not a person who got those knowledge through formal language. And even in our day-to-day life, notice your children in the family. So before going to any formal school, he can speak Hindi word. He can speak at least 2-3 English word. It is because listening to the conversations, listening to the TV or the other, mobile phone and other things, these children can learn many things. Even, a young boy of 4 or 5 years, he can speak better Hindi than me. Why? It is because he has interacted with the society. He has learned it through this one. Even the English that I speak, it is not good. In class 8 or 9, his English pronunciation is much better than me. Right? So actually, it depends on the way how do you take the language. So I do not know whether you are satisfied with my analysis.
Next, sir, thank you.
Is there any other query? आपके यदि कोई और प्रश्न हो, कुछ और जिज्ञासा हो, आप पूछ सकते हैं.
Is there any other question? I like to just interact. So anyway, from physical participants, so do you have any question? Any other?
Sir, you have mentioned about our knowledge system should be very, it should be connected to our roots. But from my own experience, I have seen that mostly the parents, nowadays are not giving their children to, this kind of institution where the education is connected to the roots. They are now more into the quote unquote modern form, where the English language should be taught. So don't you think that it should be started from the family, where the parents should be taught all these ideas that, instead of going for the, foreign languages, we should.
You are very correct. You are very correct. You are very correct. You see, that is the reason. What I feel is that mother is the first teacher, right? Mother is the first teacher. The family or the home. I do not say house. The home, ghar. So home is the actual school. The sanskar can be acquired from your house only. Understand? But you see, sometimes what happens, because of certain constraints, people put their children to some formal schools. I mean, to English medium school. It is because you see, if both the parents are working, so they feel that my son should go to a school where it is possible for me to put him in a bus. He will come by bus. I need not go to the school to drop him. I need not go to the school to take him. So these are certain facilities. This is also there in the mindset of the parents. Next point is that, our competition in the society. Now you see, what is our life standard? If you have a car, if you have a building, if you have a good service, even if you are earning it through corrupt practices, you are a good person. If you can donate a huge amount, suppose on one hand you are collecting by corruption, and the other hand you are giving donation, you are a very good person. But a school teacher, so he is not counted. If you look into the social behavior, you will find that normally we have respect, we have respect. We have respect for our teachers, those who have taken us to this position. But in reality, if you see, suppose you are sitting in a marriage function, one teacher is coming to the house, and another person, he is a doctor or he is something having huge amount of money, he is coming. One person is coming by cycle, one is coming by a high version car. So who is going to greet that person in the gate of the house? You see the mindset. And that is the reason why, the views of life, our social the spirit, what we, what do I really want? I want education, or I want knowledge. I want simply a certificate for education, or I want a certificate at the same time I want good knowledge. Right? So these are certain things that has made people think in different ways. That is the reason why we have to concentrate on sanskar. Sanskar is there only through if we can, we are just stick to our roots. If you do not stick to our roots, you can enjoy new festival. Suppose you can enjoy puja festival. So is puja, like you go to market, purchase sari, purchase shoes, go for lunch or dinner in hotel. Is it puja? Or some ritualistic standpoint is also there. Now you see in different places during Saraswati Puja, people are, now there is beauty contest. Is not it? Is it Saraswati Puja? So Saraswati Puja is something which is very ritual. Right? Now it is becoming a fun fair. Am I wrong? So this is our social behavior. We have to change it. What is actually we feel we should do it. We are talking about, yes, our everything is lost. But I am also a part in that one. Because of me also the system is lost. So anyway, if there is any other question, I love to interact. Otherwise, my time is also coming short.
Time is
almost.
So we have come to the end of third day. So now I request Dr. Hardik Joshi to deliver the vote of thanks to our resource person.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. I'd like to express our sincere gratitude to Sir for their invaluable contributions to this refresher course. It's a privilege to offer a vote of thanks to distinguished professor for this incredible, insightful session. And particularly, Sir has discussed many points which are too vast to discuss, but the basic points, the 17 goals which are related to our routine life, and that is also learn to know, learn to teach, learn to do, and the most probably and the most vital thing in our life is to learn to live. That is also the great learning aspect from us, and the different role of learning and teaching, the role of teacher in these two areas, learning and teaching. In between that, the role of teacher is more important. How to teach is not important, how to inspire is important. That is
Very good.
also discussed by Sir. And focusing on multidisciplinary, that is also the centric line of Sir's lecture. And the most fruitable thing and the most important, and personally I like that thing, and that is the machine cannot replace good teacher or a teacher, because machine cannot understand every situation that a man, a children, a man, a child, or a student is holding. So that is also good uh, discussion and new approach of teaching and research. That is also the current situation of teachers and the current situation and the turning role of NEP and NCT. That is also the tremendous thing that has been that sir has been taught to us. And exactly, sir's knowledge is deep knowledge that is proved by they literally uh, discuss that 38 languages are there, more than 20 plus streams are there in that particular era. That is also the uh, tremendous thing. And the most likely and the most important line that is sir just discussed with us, and that is, you wherever you go, sky has no limit. Wherever you develop yourself, but you cannot detach with the roots. That is called samskar. That is also the line. So I have no word to describe whole the session or whole the lecture, but your expertise and willingness to share your knowledge have truly enriched our professional development. The practical skills, that is also an knowledge you have imparted, have equipment as platform our duties and greater competencies and confidence. So we have no words to thank like in words. So thankful for being a great example of leadership and for inspiring us to keep learning. And once a teacher is a student, and once a student will become a teacher. That is the punching line of one's student lifetime student. That is punching line of sir's lecture. So on the behalf of entire MMTC Assam University team, I, Dr. Hardik Joshi, really thank you all. And we are lucky enough to I have posted that message also in our group, that we are really lucky that we have prominent personalities like sir and the other professor. So on the behalf of entire team, I really thank you all. Thank you personally. Thank you for sir for enlightening us with your vast and deep knowledge. And I'm also personally thank you all for providing me an opportunity to express my thoughts as the vote of thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Namaskar. Namaskar. So thank you. I wish you all the best. I have my blessings to all of you. And your work should inspire the youngs. At the same time, your work should be fruitful in bringing or developing our society. So with these words, thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, everyone. We've come to the end of day 3 now, and formally, we will post tomorrow's schedule in a short while on the group. And tomorrow, as we have already said, the sessions will start at 9 in the morning. Thank you.